The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Conor Commentary, a hilarious take on news, politics, sports, and current events. It's time to buckle up. Here's Conor.
All right, guys, and we are back. This is the last one before Halloween, Ben. I have a good one for you today, I think.
Oh,
I might actually stump you on this one.
Stump me?
Well, not
All right.
stump you, but this is a good one, based on the hauntedness.
All right.
And the ghosts and the Halloween and all the stuff that you're not scared of. So we'll see. We'll get into that.
I'll reveal what I think I might have already revealed what I'm scared of on your show, but
I think you did. You're afraid of heights, right?
I am afraid of heights.
I think everyone's afraid of heights, though.
Yeah.
Naturally, right?
Yeah, I don't like flying. I don't like heights at all.
Well, except for those people who go on those tightrope things. Is that what they're called? And they walk across like a skyline in New York City. Is that a thing?
Those people are psychos.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was the Flying Wallenda brothers.
Was it?
Yeah,
because
I think so.
it's
I think
literally
so.
like a rope this thick, right? And they walk across the thing. There must be something to catch them, though, right? Or there wasn't?
No, I mean, if they're doing it over like skyscraper, there's usually not a safety net. I've seen them do like the Grand Canyon without a safety net. Yeah,
No way.
Most times they have a safety net, but
Yeah. Is that illegal? You think?
illegal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You would think that they wouldn't let them do that because
But they don't want them
obviously-
doing it.
Right.
Yeah,
Because if they fall, they die.
and probably other people do too, because they're going to land on someone.
That's very true. Because if you land from that high up, you're going to kill someone, right?
Oh, easily.
Because it's like if you drop a penny from the Empire State Building down and it hits someone, it would kill them instantly.
I've heard that. I don't know
think that's
how
true?
true that is. I have no idea.
Well, when you think about it, the speed that penny would be going at, if you flicked it from that high up,
Listen, I haven't taken physics in 20 years. I have no idea.
I don't know either. Have you ever been to the Empire State Building?
I've been to it. I've never been up it.
No.
No, no interest.
How many flights of stairs do you think that would be?
It's like 150 something.
Oh
I
my
have no
God.
idea. I can look it up.
You'd have to be in serious shape to be able to do that, huh? You
Yeah,
think you
I
could
can't
do it? No?
Yes, I probably could
If you had to.
if I had to.
Imagine you go up like 92 flights of stairs and then you got to take the elevator the rest of the way.
It looks like it's 1,576 steps.
76
86
steps.
total floors.
86 floors, sheesh. Yeah, you get to floor like 72 and you just take the elevator.
Yeah, I wouldn't have walked up it anyway.
That's true. What's in that building then? Like a bunch of like businesses?
Yeah.
72 floors of just straight businesses, or 87, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Good for them.
No, but I wouldn't go. Do you remember? Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Oh yeah, yep. Great
Okay,
movie.
so I'm shocked.
I know.
Do you remember the scene where they're in the? I think they're in the Sears Tower in Chicago. It's obviously in Chicago.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure they're in the Sears Tower and they lean over the thing and put their head on the glass and are looking down. Yeah, fuck no. I ain't doing that.
You know that those windows are supposedly like break proof or something? Like they can't be broken? Have you heard that?
No.
Like those windows in some of those big like skyscrapers shouldn't break so you can't fall down?
Well, I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure they're like quadruple paned glass or
Right.
something. I have no idea, but
Have you ever seen the show 1,000 Ways to Die? The Worst Ways to Die?
no.
No, there's a show. It used to be on like Spike TV or something. It was The Worst Ways to Die, and they'd go back and talk about different ways people died.
Yeah.
And one of them was this guy who was in like one of those buildings that was like all the way up, and that's where I learned that they said those windows are supposed to be like unbreakable.
Mhm.
And he used to run and hit the window to try and show off to people.
And he went
and
through
one
it.
day it broke, and he went down and died.
What a dumb piece of shit
Seriously,
that guy is.
right?
That's a Darwin Award winner right there. You know what that is, right?
That,
It's basically kind of what you're saying. The Darwin Awards are, you just find the way, the stupidest way people have died.
is that an actual thing? The
Oh,
Darwin
yeah.
Awards, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a show, or you just look it up online?
No, I remember having a book of it back in
Really?
the day. Yeah, so you can Google it. There's a movie.
What does it show? Like the stupidest people ever to live, basically? There was another guy, man, who they were like, they cut down a tree and they were putting everything through wood chippers, and like a piece of thing got stuck and he was kicking it and it caught his foot and it dragged him through the wood chipper.
Oh.
Yeah, it was horrendous. I remember that one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, some of the stuff sticks out in your mind.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Some of the stuff wasn't that bad, though. I remember, you know that like those huge tents where they like have a bunch of gas in them or whatever? It's being like, I don't know, fumigated? Is that the word?
Sure, yeah.
You know that type of stuff?
Mhm.
That one was like a couple homeless people like went in there and lived in it, and then they put whatever thing in there and they ended up dying. I can't imagine that's as bad as going through a wood chipper or falling off of like 87-story thing and just crashing.
So I have the actual guy
What
the
guy?
story you just told me about the guy running through the glass.
Yep.
Gary Howe.
Was he a lawyer?
Let's say Howe. Gary Howe was a respected Toronto lawyer and philanthropist, but sadly he is now mostly remembered for his embarrassing death.
Yes.
While attending a reception for new articulating students, articling students? I don't know what that is. Howe decided to demonstrate the strength of the boardroom's unbreakable windows by throwing them against them. Unfortunately, they proved less indestructible than advertised, and the lawyer plunged 24 stories into the courtyard below.
He needs a lawyer, or his family needs a lawyer for that unbreakable window company. I knew it was a lawyer. I remember this man. Oh, it was in Toronto. Wow. Maybe Ray, what's up, Ray? Maybe he knows this guy. Maybe he knows the story. That's serious. How long ago was it? Does it say?
No, it didn't say.
I think I'm looking at
the 10 most educated Darwin Award winners. It's all like scientists, geologists, and
people who have
really smart people that died the stupidest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure. Yeah. The people have all the degrees in the world and they fall out a window or something.
Ridiculous. I'm trying to get to number one.
Yeah. Let's see what it is.
Number one is Francis Bacon. Who's a philosopher, writer, scientist.
Oh, yeah. That sounds familiar.
17th century, I think. Maybe
Nice.
even a little bit earlier. Like we said, if the Darwin Award proved anything, it's that even the most intelligent people can remove themselves from the gene pool in seemingly ridiculous ways.
Nice.
Sir Francis Bacon was a noted 16th and 17th century philosopher. Not bad off the top of my head. And writer famous for pioneering an early form of the scientific method. While traveling by coach outside London, Bacon suddenly hit upon the idea of using low temperatures instead of salt to preserve meat.
Oh.
However, being impatient, he decided to experiment by buying a chicken and stuffing it full of snow right there on the spot. Obviously, Bacon's supposition was correct, and keeping food cold can prevent it from going bad.
Oh, so he discovered that.
Unfortunately, the great thinker didn't survive the experiment. He caught a fatal case of pneumonia from his time spent outside in the cold.
Oh, so that's what it was?
Yep.
He didn't even die from the food?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
We've got a question from the audience.
What's that? I'm ready.
Connie.
Yes.
Do you go by Connie a lot?
No.
Very few?
Very few.
Do you know who was already saying this then?
Yeah, I'm going to guess Paddle Area Kale Nightingale.
Neither.
No,
Vic Jordan.
Vic. Okay, Vic.
Connie, what are you going to be for Halloween?
That's a good question, man. I still have not decided. The party that I was going to go to has been postponed due to COVID restrictions. So now I guess I'm off the hook. I don't know. I was going to be Regis filming, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right? That's what we're going to do. Dead celebrities.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
You actually sound like them.
Yeah.
I don't know, Vic. That's a good question, man. I guess I have 3 days to decide, right?
Yep.
If I do dress up as something.
Yeah, I guess you do.
This year's very anticlimactic, though. There's just no trick-or-treating. There's no Halloween. Is there trick-or-treating where you live?
Here's the weird thing. So I live right on the town line between two towns. Obviously.
Oh, so you'd get the people jumping over the line.
Yeah, but like in our town, we're like the only community in this area.
Yep.
So the next town over is literally I could throw a rock into Pepperell. And so Pepperell is allowed to do trick-or-treating.
Okay.
My hometown of Groton, not allowed to do trick-or-treating.
Okay. So all the kids are going to run to
They're just going to walk a block the other way and go to the Pepperell houses.
You'll save money on candy, right?
No.
Well, no?
No. She already went out and got a bunch, and she's putting out a table and bagging everything individually so you can just come by and take it. I mean, they're going to do it anyway.
Right, probably, right? There'll be some rogue kids out there that are just going to ring the doorbell anyways.
How old were you the last time you went trick-or-treating?
Oh, good. That's a good question. I'm going to say 13 or 14.
Yeah, I think it was 14.
14, yeah.
It was freshman year of high school. We didn't really go, like, we were just kind of we were basically doing like an outside party, essentially.
Pretty much, yes.
We weren't really going house to house. We were just all dressed up in our costumes, just kind of hanging out.
I definitely went trick-or-treating for longer than I actually went trick-or-treating. Go out on Halloween trick-or-treating, and then you go do whatever it is you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know what we did back then.
So what's this scary ghost story you got for me this week?
All right, we got to wait. I'm going to do it at the end.
Do it at the end?
Scary, yeah.
Oh, all right.
I got football questions for you first.
Look at Connor with his professional tease.
Yep.
All right, what you got?
We got some real scary questions to ask you, Ben, about the NFL. First question was, the Patriots, man, was that the worst game you've seen them play in the history of the game? The scariest game?
It was the worst game I can honestly recall since 2000.
Right.
I can't think of a game that was just more frustrating, more futile than that game.
Where they just had nothing.
No, because even when you had bad games with Brady, it was always kind of like you still might be in this. Sometimes you got blown out and you're like, okay, well, whatever. Not a big deal. But when you see it following up another atrocious performance, and then you have one of the worst performances of all time, it's very disheartening.
Yeah, it really was. And I'm thinking, because even back in like 2014, that Chiefs game, remember at the end, like they still came down and scored a touchdown with Jimmy G, like Gronk ran through defenders, and they still scored at the end of the game. Like they showed a lot more heart then. They were just like even worse in the fourth quarter.
That was the Trent Dilfer, they're just not good anymore game, right?
They're just not good anymore, yeah. But this year, if he says that, I don't know if that's true. Back then, we knew that was false. They were still going to be a good team. I knew Tom Brady was going to bring them back. Now it's like, I don't know. Maybe they aren't good this year.
I don't think they are.
No?
No. After you watch those two embarrassing it. So, all right, you start off the season, you have a very impressive win against a bad Miami team.
Yep.
Even though you didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah. They look like the Patriots of the past.
Yeah.
Game week 1.
You follow it up with a good performance and a losing effort against a top team in the Seattle Seahawks, even though their defense sucks. So kind of, it's a little bit of fool's gold there.
But their offense is unreal.
You lose Cam, you go up against the Chiefs, and you end up putting up a respectable game. The defense actually looked good
They did.
for the most part in that game. So you're like, okay, if we can figure things out offensively, defense is still good, whatever. Then you follow, they do the Raiders game the next week?
I think they did the Raiders game the 3rd week. And then they did the Chiefs the 4th week. Has it been 3 losses in a row? I think it has.
Jesus Christ, I can't even remember right now off the top of my head.
I think it was.
I think it's only 2.
I hope it's only 2. If they lost 3 in a row, man, this has been the first time in forever.
I think they were 1-2.
1-2.
No, they were 2-1.
2-1.
You're right. Raiders was before Chiefs. That's right. I'm getting it confused in my head. And even though you kind of beat them down, you won by 16. Cam didn't look very good.
No, that was just an easy win, I felt like, for the most part.
Yeah. Go against the Chiefs. Yeah. You lost by 16, but it looked much better than it actually ended up, even though you can look at it and be like, okay, your backup quarterback made 2 horrific mistakes.
Yep.
Following it up with losing to a bad Denver team.
Yep.
Where no one looked good, except for the red zone defense actually looked kind of good because Broncos kept getting in the red zone and they kept holding them to field goals. So I'm like,
that was the thing. They kept marching down the field against the Broncos. I mean, yeah, when there was the Broncos, but they just kept not letting them score. But every single drive, they let them go down the field. I think it was 6 drives in a row. They gave up field goals.
Mm-hmm. And then the 49ers game where you just got your dicks kicked in.
Yeah, that was just obliterated.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely atrocious what happened in that game.
They could not tackle. They could not stop them on 3rd down. They couldn't convert on 3rd down on offense. They couldn't move the football whatsoever. They couldn't run. They couldn't throw. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't play defense. They could not play offense. And they played a little bit of special teams. Nick Folk out there making 2 field goals.
Oh, they went 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. 1 for 6.
And they probably stopped 1 the entire game.
Think about this. They had the ball for 21 and a half minutes in that game.
Yeah.
By far the lowest amount of the season. The week before against the Broncos was 27 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
They look really bad right now. And you got a Buffalo team, or you're going to Buffalo, so you're taking on a Buffalo team that has been struggling even though they're pretty good.
Yeah.
So we were looking at these 2 games coming off the Denver losses going, all right, if you win, you could probably realistically win both of these games. Maybe we'll definitely give you the 49ers game. Bills will be a difficult game.
Yep.
You might lose there. Now we're looking at like, I have no confidence against the Bills with this team. When I look at the rest of the schedule, I go, Jets, you should beat no matter what.
Yeah, if they don't beat the Jets, it's a serious issue.
So there's 2 wins there.
Yep.
Dolphins, I still think you should beat them.
They should still beat the Dolphins.
We'll see how good Tua is.
Right, we'll see how Tua is.
And then I look at the rest of the schedule where you got Ravens, Texans, Cardinals, Chargers, Rams.
Oh, my goodness.
And then Bills again.
Yep.
And I look at that and I go, I don't know how many of those games you can actually win.
Right.
I can't. Ravens, I'm definitely going to give it to the Ravens.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know how we stop or keep up with Lamar Jackson.
Texans, even though they're garbage right now.
They are garbage right now. How do you stop Deshaun Watson?
I'm still worried about that.
I'm more worried now.
Cardinals?
Cardinals are on fire. They're
I'm giving
a great
it to
team
the Cardinals,
all of a sudden.
of course. Chargers?
That should
still talent there.
Coming into it though, that should have been like an easy week.
Yeah, that like when you looked at it at the beginning of the season, you went through it and go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. that was one of the games where you're like, oh, that's a win.
Yeah, I thought the Chargers should be chalked up to an easy win.
So you get the Chargers and Rams in back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
And the
Rams are
December.
good. The Rams are a good team this year.
Yeah, they're finally like rounding back into form from a couple of years ago.
Right. Not good, man.
They're dead, man. You all right? There you go.
Coughing over here.
Get it out.
I'm going to clear my throat out. Don't worry. I tested negative for COVID yesterday. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, man. All right. Speaking of scary things, is Julian Edelman a walking corpse right now?
He looks pretty close to it, my friend.
Right.
He looks pretty damn close to it. There's no one else that can draw any attention away offensively to allow him to operate. And that's a big problem right now. Demir Bird's been pretty good.
Right.
You can let it out. I muted your mic. Connor's nearly dying right now.
Listening, I'm coughing my brains out over here. You can't see.
Normally I have cough drops in my pocket, but I don't today for some reason. Sorry,
go
bud.
Figure. We'll be all right. We'll power through.
I'll carry you through this one.
I knew you would.
I'm always here for you, my buddy.
I know.
And then you look at Tampa Bay, and they're just continuing to add to their coffers. And
I know.
Load it up.
Seriously. Did we talk about Antonio Brown last week?
No.
He didn't get signed yet?
No.
We did. Oh, we thought he was going to get signed by somebody.
We talked about some of the teams that were potentials.
And we thought it would be Seattle, right?
And Seattle was one of the teams that was most involved in it.
Right. Oh, man. Oh.
This is ridiculous.
I need a water break over here. This is ridiculous, man.
I wish I had one of those like songs where we're having technical difficulties.
That's what we're having. We're having technical difficulties up here. All right, I'm good. I'm back.
All right.
So you think that's what it is, though? They just have nobody else out there, so there's so much concentration on Julian Edelman. Or do you think he's just old and done?
I think he's close to done.
Yeah. You think this is his last season?
No, I think he's going to play 2 or 3 more years. I really do. But I can't see him being overly effective in the current system that the Patriots have and with the current talent around him. He's always been kind of dependent on other talented pass catchers being on the team. Yeah. So when you looked at why he would get so open, obviously he was insanely quick. So I'm not taking that away from him. But when you have Gronkowski out there, and you have some of these other guys out there that has played along him that can also get open, that draws attention to them, it makes his life so much easier. And then you throw on top of it a quarterback that makes incredibly quick decisions. So if you get any sense of daylight against a cornerback or a safety or even a linebacker if they happen to go up against you, Tom was going to get it to you really quickly.
Right.
Cam is not like that.
He holds on to the ball so long. That's what drives me nuts with him. And especially when he takes the stacks, half the time it's like he held on to the ball for like 5 seconds. It's like you got to throw it. That's what I've noticed with him the past couple of weeks is that he's just taken way too long to make a decision.
You may or may not remember this, but this was what life was like with Drew Bledsoe at the end.
Yep.
He was just holding the ball forever.
Right.
Forever. And it's like, dude, just throw the ball.
Yeah, you only have so long to make a decision in the NFL before somebody gets there, no matter how good the offensive line is.
Yeah.
They can only hold up for so long. It's like the same thing with the secondary. Even if you have a great secondary, eventually, if you give them enough time, somebody's going to get open.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
That's just how it works.
That's what it comes down to. So he's got to get the ball out a heck of a lot quicker.
Jess chimed in. Jess said, I heard you were going to be Andy for Halloween.
Who's Andy?
I don't know. These are your friends. I don't get their references.
Andy from
The Office?
The Office? Maybe that would be a good one. I could look like him, right?
Nard Dog?
Nard Dog. Andy from The Office. Also, what's his name? Stu from
Ed Helms.
The Hangover. Ed Helms, is that his name?
Yeah.
Great actor. I'm a big fan of Andy Bernard. That was great. That's a good one. I could be Andy. I'm down for that.
I think by like the second or third season he was on that show, I was done with it.
What, The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I was done with The Office when Michael Scott left. I loved it. I loved it up until then. Like seasons like 2, 3, 4, I thought were hilarious.
Yeah.
But then like once what's his name, Robert California comes and all them.
James Spader.
Yeah, I'm just like it's not the same. It wasn't the same. Like the core of that was a phenomenal show, and then it just went like this.
Yeah.
So shout out to The Office though. Maybe I will be Andy for Halloween.
There you
think
go.
I look like him? I could pull it off, right?
I guess.
What would I
really
wear?
think you look like him, but okay.
Pull one of my teeth.
You just got to put on like a Cornell sweater vest.
Cornell sweater vest and wear like a tie all pinned down. I could do it. That's a good option.
What was your best Halloween costume ever
Oh goodness, dude.
that you did?
That I did. What have I been for Halloween? I don't think I've ever really been anything special. I can't think of anything clever that I've done over the past few years. Last year, what was I?
I mean, I haven't dressed up for Halloween in easily a decade.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Because prior to last year, which I think I just wore a robe and got a cigar and said I was the Playboy guy.
Hugh Hefner?
Hugh Hefner, yep. I was that. Prior to that, dude, I probably haven't dressed up since I was like 13. You know what I mean? I don't know what I was back then.
Yeah.
I was a football player or something. I wore a football jersey. I just want to go around and collect candy.
Last time I did it, I just put on a sweet white suit from the 80s.
Yep.
And was just like, yeah, you pick whatever stupid 80s icon I am. Oh, you think I'm Weekend at Bernie's? All right, cool. Oh, you think I'm the guys from Miami Vice? Sure,
Yep.
You got it. It's just like, whichever one you say, I'm going to be like, yeah, good job.
What's the best costume you've ever seen somebody else wear?
Ooh. I can't remember. What the best one.
Yeah.
But I do remember, I think it was the same year I did that 80s thing. It was a couple months before Halloween, the crocodile hunter,
Yep.
Steve Irwin, died. And like everybody was going out as some kind of crocodile hunter themed.
This year,
Halloween
everyone's going to
thing.
be the Tiger King.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's going to be the new one.
I think my favorite that I did of all time was Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I got I got some tighty whities,
Yeah.
dunked them in yellow paint.
Nice.
I got these tall, like yellow socks,
Yep.
like knee-high socks. I got some knee pads, like painter
right.
knee pads.
Yep.
Dunked them in red paint, and then I had a shirt that I kind of like diddled with so I could rip it, like
Yep.
Hogan did. And then I put his theme on a CD. And this shows you how long
I
ago
know.
this was.
What year was this, do you think?
2006.
2006. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that wasn't that long ago.
No, but it was long enough ago that you're not like putting it all on your phone and everything like that.
Though it seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was almost 15 years ago.
Yeah. So I put it on a CD, had like a stereo thing with me, and anytime I'd enter any room,
Yeah.
I would just play that theme. I'd put the stereo down, play the theme, and then enter the room doing all the poses and everything like that.
Did people go nuts for it?
People loved it.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it. And a couple of my friends went as some like other 80s wrestlers, and it was
Yeah.
hilarious. Everyone had a great time.
What was it back then? The NWA? Was that them?
Who? The NWO?
NWO. That's what I mean.
NWA was a wrestling organization years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
I think it still exists technically, but
Does it? Yeah.
no, I was going as 80s WWF Hulk Hogan.
Nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
WWF was awesome, dude. I loved
Oh, it was
WWF when I was a kid.
Best when we were
Stone
kids.
Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
You a Stone Cold fan? Or
Yeah.
is he past your time?
No.
Yeah.
Come on, I was all. That was like high school for me. I was all in on the Attitude Era.
Yep.
Austin, The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh, I loved it all. It was
Kane.
amazing.
You remember Kane?
Hell yeah, Kurt Angle.
Mankind.
Yep.
Remember we had that sock, Mr. Socko?
It was the stupidest
What
thing
would he
ever.
do? He'd stuff the sock on his hand in someone's mouth, right?
Yeah, and he'd shove his hand in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's called the mandible claw.
And that meant he beat you, right? Is that how he won?
That's how he would like get you to submit. So when I was a
The
kid,
sock in the mouth submission.
when I was
That's
in
classic.
like middle school, me and my friends used to do backyard wrestling.
Nice.
We'd film it. We all had our own entrance music. We had all our own characters and everything like that. It was the silliest thing ever.
Did YouTube exist back then?
No, this is
Oh,
way
if-
before
if
YouTube
only.
existed. Yeah. But then years later, one of our friends died, and we had like everyone was at the house.
Yeah.
And most people didn't know we were doing this. You know, only a few people like us, the 12 of us that did it,
Yeah.
knew. No one else really knew. And the mom found the tapes and started playing them in front of everyone. And there's like 100 people here, like 80 to 100 people here.
Yeah.
And we're just watching this because it was like 10 years after we were doing it, going and like loving every second of it. It was amazing.
Do you still have these tapes?
No,
I'd love to see it. How old were you?
So we were like 13 when we would do this,
Okay.
but we were like 20 when we finally
Oh,
saw
when
the
you were
tapes.
watching it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get copies of it, man.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I ever want to see that. I think I'm all set.
All right, I got another question for you on the Patriots, and then I got to tell you the ghost story.
All right. Well, I also have some questions for you.
Oh yeah, you do, right?
I do.
I'm ready for them. But
You want me to ask now, or do you want your Patriots question first?
I just want to know if you have any inside information on Stephon Gilmore selling his house. You're in the media. Did anyone tell you anything?
No.
No, nothing.
No, to be honest with you, if he's selling his house, it doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, it could mean he's getting traded and he knows it already. It could also mean that the market's really high, which it is really high right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I might as well sell and make some bank off of this and rent for a little while.
Touche.
And then figure it out. But I think regardless whether he gets traded now or somehow dealt away in the offseason, because he does have a year left on his deal, but it's a BS year that's going to get restructured regardless.
Right.
I think he knows he's not going to be here for the 2021 season anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he's looking at it and whether he's going to get traded before the deadline, which I kind of doubt, or dealt some way in the offseason. I think he's just getting ahead of it.
Right. That makes sense. When you have that much money, maybe he just wants to sell. He doesn't care, or rent an apartment in Boston or something.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it might be like a $1.2 million house that right now it happens to be worth like 1.5. He's like, well, I might as well get that extra 300,000.
I guess if you want 300 grand when you're him.
Wow, you're still not going to sneeze at 300 grand, dude.
I guess, right? Yeah.
We think it's not a lot of money when you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why those guys are millionaires. Because they don't just piss on $300,000.
That's true.
Right, Ed?
Well, some of them. Some of these people go bankrupt.
Yeah. Well,
he probably won't.
Then they end up on an episode of 30 for 30 broke.
Right.
You remember that one?
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
30
my
for 30.
God.
How many players were on it? A ton?
There was a bunch of players on it, but I will always remember this one story. So this guy was an NFL player, and I think he's like a lineman.
Yep.
And he got hurt. He was only in the league for like 3 or 4 years, got hurt, and he gets an injury settlement, which is $50,000.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the last check he's going to get from his football career.
That's tough.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the last thing he's basically got. With that $50,000 check, he's driving home, stops at the GM dealership, buys a Hummer for $49,900.
Oh, God. And he had no money from the other 3 or 4 years he had played, I assume?
None.
So what does he do now?
I don't know. He's just broke.
That was like Antoine Walker, although I think Antoine Walker's recovered.
He has recovered a little bit. His problem was gambling. He was trying to be friends with Jordan and gamble like Jordan.
Yep.
And that's not going to go well.
Yeah, he made $100 million and he was broke.
Lost $100 million.
But I think he has a little bit of money now. I thought I read somewhere.
I think he does.
Like nothing crazy, but his net worth is like $1 million. He's like surviving.
Well, he did have some property in Chicago.
Yeah.
He had some buildings, like apartment buildings.
Oh,
and he
okay,
still owned them.
Gotcha.
So I think that's what it is.
With some of that stuff, it's like you have to have something of some value. If you made that much money, you have to have bought something that's worth something.
Yeah,
right?
but most of these guys are stupid and they like go in on a restaurant or something dumb.
Right.
And they piss their money away. Or like their friends are like, hey, let me get this. You know,
Right,
They just get mooched off of.
Buy stuff for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready for your questions.
All right. So I have a
what do we
deck
have?
called Pod Decks.
All right.
It's an interesting company and they send you 50 cards.
All right.
And they're would you rather cards.
All right.
So I'm going to ask you
Yep.
some of these. I'm just going
ready.
to start from the bottom of the deck. Would you rather your voice sound like Elmo or Kermit the Frog? So just for some context here, Elmo is, I don't know if I can still do
Elmo?
it, man.
I don't remember Elmo. I know Kermit.
I don't know if I can still do it. Oh, me Elmo. That's kind of Elmo. Kermit is, I think I can still do Kermit. Kermit T. Frog here.
Oh, I got to go Kermit the Frog because
After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas Day.
What's that from?
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Is that a good movie?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch that
There
this
you go.
Christmas. This
It's
Christmas.
got
Eve.
Muppets.
But I gotta go with Kermit the Frog because he kind of sounds like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, welcome to Conor Commentary. It always makes me think of that scene in Family Guy when they have Kermit the Frog do the Taken scene.
I don't.
I
remember.
will find you, and I will kill you. So dumb. Would you rather have very fat arms with skinny legs, or vice versa?
Very fat arms with skinny legs. I feel like that would look weird. I'd rather have fat legs and skinny arms, I think, because you can cover up the fat legs easier, I think.
I think
Right?
you're right. Yeah, I
You just wear
agree
pants
with
all the time, then you could kind of cover it.
you. Yeah. Would you rather be covered in bees
Oh,
or spiders?
snap. True. What type of spiders does it say?
No, it just says bees or spiders. So it could be bumblebees, and you know they're not going to do anything.
Right, that's true. And it could be like normal, like little spiders that aren't really going to do anything. Although spiders can bite you even if they're small, right?
Oh, yeah. Tarantulas,
bees-
you
but
don't
bees
really
will
actually
sting
have
you.
to worry about.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, they don't bite?
They do, but I, for some reason, I think either their poison is not that bad for us,
Yeah.
or they're mouth can't really penetrate far enough.
Okay.
Something weird there.
Or I think only like a small portion of them are poisonous too, right?
Yeah, maybe that's the case.
Like I think there's a lot of them that aren't.
Yeah.
I would probably go spiders because the bees can all just sting the shit out of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
You could get like 80 bee stings in one go.
I think the noise alone from the bees would freak me out enough. That'd be like, get out of here.
That too.
Would you rather eat a whole bag of marshmallows or a whole jar of peanut butter at once?
Wow. I think I got to go a whole bag of marshmallows on that. Right? I don't know. The peanut butter, I feel like I'd get super full before I finished.
Yeah, I think I'd go with the marshmallow. I don't like peanut butter that much.
The marshmallow is going to crush you with all the sugar. But I would go marshmallows.
Yeah. All right. Let's do two more.
Yep.
Would you rather wear adult diapers the rest of your life or never wear underwear again?
Ooh. Man. The adult diapers, that people do that for fun in Times Square on New Year's Eve, right? People go out of their way. Have you ever thought about doing that? Like standing in, like for more, I was going to say 14 hours. It's longer, right? It's like a day and a half. They get there on like the 30th and you have to wear diapers. I don't know.
It's the stupidest thing
to see the
in
ball
world.
drop in person. I can watch it on TV.
Yeah, I can take my pants off and see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can wear the diapers at home. I guess I would wear the diapers, right? No one has to know.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one. Good last one.
Nice.
Would you rather fart in an elevator full of strangers or belch loudly while giving an important presentation at work?
Oh, you got to fart with the strangers.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, fuck it. It's kind of funny.
That's the funniest thing you could do. And then just walk away.
And then, and then you get out at the next floor. See
enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I wouldn't be super embarrassed of either one of them because they're strangers, which means I'm never going to probably likely see them ever again.
Right.
Who cares? Now they have a funny story. I have a funny story. If I belch loudly at an important meeting, whatever.
Yeah, but you could get in trouble at work or something. Who knows?
Whatever.
Yeah, you don't care, right?
No, who cares?
All right. We got the final chapter of our horror story thing.
Ooh.
And this one, I found the history on the real Amityville Horror House.
Oh, boy.
Are you familiar with it?
Yep.
So do you know the 1974, the mass murder, the guy killed the entire family?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the movie?
I've never seen it. I saw the remake. I didn't see the original 70s version, but I saw the remake with, actually, I think it was Ryan Reynolds.
Right. So that physical house is supposed to be really haunted.
And it's still there. It's still up.
There, yep. It's still up. But the family that bought it for the first time after it happened only lasted 28 days.
What do you mean?
They were only there for 4 weeks and then they moved.
Why?
Because they had a bunch of weird stuff going on. They said they had a priest come to the house and the priest heard someone screaming, "Get out," and told them to never sleep in that room that they were in again.
Okay, as everyone knows, you can trust a priest.
They said
citizens.
They said the garage door would open and close on its own. All right.
Okay, that can be explained.
They said that an invisible spirit was always knocking with a knife. I don't know what that even means.
Okay.
A pig-like creature with red eyes would be staring from a window.
Interesting.
And they said that the kids were seen like levitating from their bed.
Yeah. And
they said that back in the day, they took a lie detector and they passed.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I'm reading it now.
Mm-hmm.
After telling their story, George and Kathy took a lie detector to prove their innocence. They passed. The couple was bogged down in legal and financial issues, which prompted skeptics to believe they had the motive to create a fantastical story to sell to the public.
Yep.
Yeah, here you go. The Lutz's former lawyer, William Weber, who fell out with them over money issues, came out in 1979 claiming the three of them came up with the horror story over many bottles of wine.
So they just got drunk and were like, let's put this thing together.
Yep.
But it's been sold a bunch of times since, and it keeps selling for so much money, less than it's supposedly worth. Would you buy it as an investment property?
No.
No? Why?
I don't think it's a good investment.
No.
The original murderer, Ron DeLeo Jr., I believe.
Yes, I have his name. Yep.
He's still alive, and
he's
serving 6 25-year-to-life sentences at a New York correctional facility. Claimed he heard voices urging him to kill his family.
Oh.
He has since changed his story multiple times. The Amityville house officially sold in February 2017 to an undisclosed owner for $605,000,
Wow.
which was $200,000 less than the original asking price.
Right.
It had been previously owned by 4 other families since the murders, one of which had the address changed to 108 Ocean Ave.
Jeez.
The
That still
original.
didn't work for them, though, huh?
No. But hey, man, if I can get $200,000 off a giant house like that,
Right.
maybe I would.
So I'm thinking maybe it wasn't a terrible investment unless you wake up in the middle of the night being haunted by random things.
I just buy it and then burn it down. Oops.
You think that's how it works? You can just
Oops.
knock it down and rebuild a new one?
Let me get that insurance money.
That's true.
Oopsie.
Not that we ever said that.
Yeah, I mean, so that one is interesting because there was legitimate murders there.
Right.
They're like, that really did happen.
Yeah.
But I don't believe the pig's face with red eyes. Get the fuck out of here, man. So dumb. I would have gone outside, stabbed that pig in the head, and had a delicious dinner.
So
What do I know about butchering a pig? I don't nothing.
So you don't think any of it happened?
No. Well,
No.
I think the murders happened,
Right.
but I don't think any of the spooky stuff happened.
There's no pig looking at you through the window.
No, there's no children levitating.
Yeah, I know
Like,
that was a little crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Although it makes for a good movie, right?
Yeah, it was fine. I'm not a big scary movie guy,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fine.
What's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
I mean, I've seen a lot of scary movies. I just
Yep.
don't really love them.
Yeah,
I don't think they're
really
that good
either.
typically.
Yeah, me neither.
I always liked Halloween, the original.
The original, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I thought the scariest movie, the only movie I thought was really scary was The Strangers.
Oh, yep.
Have you seen that? 'Cause
Yep.
They said it was a true story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or somewhat of a true story.
Based on true events.
true events where like the people they were out there alone in the woods and then the people just came and tortured them.
Yeah.
Scary shit.
Yeah. So lesson learned. If you're going to go out and live in the woods,
Yeah.
buy a fucking shotgun.
Seriously.
So if some people like this come and they're like, we're going to torture you, then you just shoot a hole through them. And you're like, all right, who's torturing who now?
There's words of advice to live by.
Yeah, buy a gun.
If you're gonna live in the middle of nowhere, make sure you have a shotgun.
Yeah, a shotgun. Not just any old,
Yes.
not a little pea shooter, but have a shotgun.
You gotta come prepared.
And if you really want to look scary as shit, saw that son of a bitch off.
That's true.
Have a sawed-off shotgun.
Then you'll really be ready to go. The strangers will not bother you.
No.
They'll move on to the next house.
In fact,
three
they'll
miles
probably come
away.
to you, beg for forgiveness,
That's true.
and then now you're the leader of the strangers.
There you go. Right.
Now you can go and torture other people.
All
I
right.
shouldn't have told people how to do that.
That's all right. All right. Speaking of scary things, Patriots prediction for this week.
Doom.
Doom. You have them losing.
I do.
What do you think? How close?
They just look awful right now. I'd have them losing this game 16-10.
16-10. Wow. So you think neither team's gonna score?
Not much.
All right. I got the I'm going to take the Patriots winning 21-16.
All right.
We'll see. Time will tell. Go Patriots. Turn it around, please, for the love of God. Give us some sort of hope for the rest of this season.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.